Okay, so today our objective is we're going to solve one-step equations using addition and subtraction. Okay, so what is an equation? All right, what is an equation?
Something that has a little letter to represent a number.
Okay, that's very good. So let's go over some of the vocabulary in the equation. First vocabulary word is a variable. A variable is an unknown, such as a letter that represents a number in a mathematical equation. Okay, so that would be an unknown in a mathematical equation. Can somebody tell me what equal means? What does equal mean?
It means equal, like the ending number, like what that plus that number equals.
There you go. And what does equal mean?
The number that you get from adding the two numbers together.
How about the same? One side is equal to another.
Oh.
Would that be equal?
Yes.
Okay. How about the sum? Can anybody tell me what a sum is? What is a sum?
What answer you get after you add.
Very good.
Yeah.
What answer you get after you add. So the sum is the answer to an addition problem. Okay? How about the difference? How about the difference? Can you tell me what the difference is?
The kind of space between two numbers.
Okay. Okay, what the difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Okay? Now, I'm going to teach you a hard one here. How about inverse operation? What's inverse operation?
So if you're adding, then you do subtraction.
Okay, so what it is, it would be opposite. That would be the inverse operation, would be the opposite operation.
Like
Okay.
multiplication, you would do division.
Exactly. Okay. And how about an equation? Who can tell me? Can you tell me what an equation is, Alexis? No? Okay. Okay, let me help you out. An equation is basically a mathematical sentence. Okay, this is an equation. It's a sentence. It's just a mathematical sentence that goes from left to right. That's an equation. Okay, I'm gonna pass out some graphic organizers for you. Okay, this will help you out with some of the vocabulary. Math, can you pass that out to the over there? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, can I have some volunteers? Can I have a volunteer?
Me.
Can I have a volunteer? Okay. All right, both of you, come on up. All right. So, what I'm going to do here, who wants to pick up the weights?
Me.
All right? Either one, it doesn't matter. Pick up the weights. All right, turn around.
Oh.
Okay? Now, think that this weight set is a mathematical equation. Okay? It's equal right now because right now you have 5 is equal to 5. Okay? So, what happens if I take 5 off? What happens? What happens? It's unequal. It becomes unbalanced, right? It's unbalanced. So, if I take 5 off of one side, what do I have to do?
Add another 5.
To make it equal, what do I have to do to make
the other side off?
I have to take 5 off the other side, exactly. So take that off. Now it's equal again, right? So now we have it equal. It's the same thing in a mathematical equation. Whatever you do to one side, if you have an equal sign, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other to keep it equal. Okay? So now if I take 5 and I put it on here, what happens? What happens? You have to put 5 on the other side to make it what?
Equal.
To make it equal. Exactly. So let's put 5 on the other side. All right, now let's see if she can pick it up.
What?
See if she can pick it up. Oh, there we go. See how strong she is? Now you see how it's not going out of balance? Why? Because it's equal on both sides. Exactly. Thank you very much. So we can look at weights. We can look at anything as being a mathematical equation. Okay? Now, this is a mathematical equation, the same as this is a mathematical equation, but now we're going to do it a little bit differently. Now we have a variable. Remember what I said what a variable was? What is a variable? Alexis? A letter. Exactly. It's something that we don't know. We don't know. We know that this is an equation and this is equal. Okay? This is my equal sign and this is equal. Okay? But what we don't know is this right here. So what we're trying to find out, this letter. We're trying to find out what the variable is, what the unknown is. Okay? So how do we do that? We do that by doing a couple of rules. Okay? We have a couple of rules that we have to go through. The number one rule is isolate the letter by itself on one side. Yes, ma'am.
What does isolate mean?
Isolate means to get it by itself, to get solo. Okay? So, if I would tell you in Spanish, okay, this is very important, okay? In Spanish, this is primero, aislar la letra sola en un lado, okay? Number two rule is perform the opposite operation, okay? So, by performing the opposite operation, if I have an addition problem, the opposite operation is subtraction. Very good. Very good. Okay? So, this is segundo, realice la operación contraria. Okay? So, what you want to do is do the opposite operation. You got that? Okay. Very good. Okay? So, the opposite operation. Let's remember that. Opposite operation. And the last rule is what we do on one side, we have to do on the other. No matter what, in any mathematical equation, what we do on one side, we have to do on the other side. So it must be done to both sides. Just like with the weight bar, it must be done to both sides. And that is, se debe hacer en los dos lados. Okay? Okay, so now we're up here. Let me have a volunteer. Let me have a volunteer. Okay, Alicia, come on up. I have a mathematical equation here, okay? So we're saying that this is the same as this. I'm saying y plus 6 is equal to 9. So what's the first step I have to do to be able to isolate the letter by itself? Yes, ma'am?
You subtract 6.
You would. Okay, so now I have green is add, red is subtract. So I need to subtract 6. So I subtract 6 from one side. Now what's the next thing I need to do?
You need to subtract 6 from the other side.
Okay, so let's subtract 6 from the other side. There you go. Now, what happens to this side? If I subtract 6 from that side, what happens? Yes, ma'am, what happens?
That would equal 0.
It equals 0, so this basically goes away. Because we got 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. So that goes away. So now we have what's left on this side because we isolated the letter on one side. So now we have left on this side. So now we have 9 minus 6, and that is equal to, Alexis? 3. Very good. See how easy that is? Okay, so now we have 9 minus 6. Now, so this is the same as this. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you for your help. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways to be able to do this, okay? There's 2 methods to be able to do this. You have one method that is the vertical method. So I say y plus 6 is equal to 9. So I can take y and I can subtract 6 from one side. And then I can subtract 6 from the other side. Okay? So if I subtract 6 from one side, that 6 cancels out and I have y that is isolated by itself. And then I just take 9 minus 6 and it's equal to
3.
3. Very good. So y is equal to 3. Yes, ma'am?
I don't get that.
You don't get that. Okay. Just like what we did right here, I had y and I wanted to get y by itself. What did I do to get y by itself?
Subtract 6.
I subtracted 6. So I subtracted 6 right here, right? And then what I did to one side, what I had to do?
You just do it to the other.
I had to do it to the other side to keep the equal sign, to keep the balance of the weights, right? I had to do it equal. So I subtracted 6 from that side. So now 9 minus 6 is equal to 3.
Oh, I get it.
I got it? Yes, ma'am.
So you basically just want for the side to get the letter by itself.
Exactly.
And to subtract its number by
Right,
its number.
exactly. So here's another way you can look at it. You can do y plus 6 is equal to 9, okay? So now we have the same way, but you can do it like this instead of doing it vertically. We can do it like this. Y plus 6 minus 6 is equal to 9 minus 6. I can do it like that also, okay? And what happens is that cancels out because plus 6 and minus 6 is equal to 0. So then I get the y by itself, because we isolated it, right? And then I perform the opposite operation, because I have plus and I have minus, and I perform the opposite operation, okay? And then what I did to one side, I had to do the other side, and 9 minus 6 is 3. Very good. Any questions? No questions? Everybody's clear? Okay, that's great. So, everybody pull out your pen and paper. And I want you to solve this one. Okay? Go ahead and do that on your own. Did everybody get an answer?
Yes, sir.
Alexis, did you get an answer? What was your answer? What was it? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. 3. Very good. Very good. So, and let's go through it. Okay, so what did I do first, Alexis? What did I do? I had to do what? I had to isolate. Exactly. I needed to get the x by itself to isolate. So to isolate, what do I have to do? This is a plus, so what I have to do? I have to perform the opposite or inverse operation, so I have to do what, Alicia?
You have to subtract.
Subtract what? I gotta subtract 11 from this side to get the x by itself, right? Okay? Now that cancels out and I have the x. But what I did to one side, what I did to one side, I had to do what? Subtract from the other side, right? And then I have 14 minus 11 is equal to 3. Just like Alexa's answer. Very good. Okay. Very good. So, are there any questions right now?
No.
Okay. Very good. So, let's review the concepts. Okay? So, let's review the rules and the concepts. Number 1, we have the variable. What is the variable, Amaya?
That's the unknown.
The unknown, exactly. Okay? And then we have the operations. We have the sum and the difference. What's the sum and the difference? Alexis, you have your graphic organizer?
The sum and the difference.
Yeah, what is the sum and the difference?
The totals. So would be the total of the subtraction or the total of the addition.
Very good. Very good. Okay? And then we go over the rules. We have to isolate the letter by itself on one side. Then we have to perform the opposite operation. And then what we do to one side, we must do to the other side. Are there any questions? Any questions? No questions? You sure? So now I can give you a little quiz?
Yes.
And everybody's going to get 100?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you.